the ranch. A dead end?
No, there's an elevator. Looks operational.
I can't believe there's actually an underground harbor here. There are even boats docked.
I only see Dannons. Think they were forced to work here?
Probably. Let's see what they have to share about Almadria. You didn't happen to see a lord come by, did you?
Sorry, friend, but she just left. Came by with a whole posse of underlings, boarded her ship, and took off at first wind. We damn near got blown away. She was that much in a hurry.
Damn! So we missed her!
You guys trying to go after her? Need a ride?
Are you saying you know how to steer a ship?
Spent most of my life chained to the deck of some ship or other. Yeah, I know my jib from my boom.
We don't know how dangerous it'll be. Better you give us the boat and stay on solid ground.
Whoa there! You been out on the water before? The sea ain't nobody's friend, you know. You need a sea dog like me, or you'll sink her before she makes it out the harbor.
We're losing time. Sir, we're in your debt.
Now that's more like it. Name's Mahavar. Just give me a holler when you're all set and we'll set sail. This is like a dream come true. Never gotten to captain a ship before. Never would have thought I'd get a chance like this. Thank you, y'all.
The pleasure's all ours. Think we'll catch up to her?
Of course we will. They got too much weight on them. Meanwhile, this ship's carrying nothing but us salty scalawags. They got a good head start on us, but we can take them.
Do you know if there are any Danans on that ship?
Couldn't say for sure. On the one hand, seeing as it's supposed to be something of another castle, I'd reckon they probably wouldn't let a bunch of Danans on board. On the other hand, I'd be real surprised if the Renans were able to pilot that thing all by themselves. In any case, it's gonna be a while before we reach her. Until then, you're all free to do whatever. Just don't fall in the ocean.
I know Mahavar said we could take it easy, but there's not exactly a lot to do on this boat. I guess I'll check in on everyone and see how they're holding up. Hold that pose long enough and someone might just come along and paint you.
Any artist who'd see fit to paint me needs their eyes tested.
What can you tell me about Almadria?
Not as much as you'd probably wish. I only ended up crossing paths with her a handful of times, after I was chosen to be a lord on Lenegus.
Ah, right. I almost forgot about Lenegus. How much do you think they know about what's been going on down here?
It's safe to assume they know everything, though I know not why they choose to remain uninvolved. Perhaps they see what's been happening as just part of the ongoing crown contest.
Even what Almadria did? Has it really reached the point where her actions are seen as normal?
Not to my knowledge, no. At its core, the crown contest is a competition to see who can amass the most astral energy. And to amass such energy, slaves are needed to collect it from. It's therefore against the Lord's interest to kill them.
So then why would Almadria do something like that?
We must remember that time is running out in the crown contest. Perhaps her hand was forced, so to speak. It is a way to accrue astral energy faster and in larger quantities than through slave labor. Doing so kills off that labor force, obviously, but it is a means to an end nonetheless. No one could have foreseen that something like the Hollowing would arise back when the contest was first conceived.
Is becoming the Sovereign of Rena really that important to the Lords?
Of course. It's the greatest prize one can attain in their eyes. In that respect, at least, I'm really not that surprised that Almadria resorted to what she did, as utterly despicable as it is.
It's reassuring to hear you feel the same way I do.
I worry that the only reason I never did anything similar in Menancia was due to my lack of ambition.
If you didn't want to be reminded of your past, you could have just plugged your ears.
You think too highly of me. I'm afraid I must respectfully disagree. I'm not nearly as virtuous of a person as you might wish to believe.
If that's so, would you have been so shaken up when Kisara lost her brother? Why else would you turn your back on your own kind and choose to fight for Miguel's dream? Aren't we just Danans?
A curious choice of words. Did what you see in Mahag Sar hit you that hard?
What Deadheim did to that city, he didn't liberate anyone. Anyone who refused to follow him was an enemy in his eyes. 300 years of Renan rule taught him nothing.
What I have come to understand is that the conflict extends beyond Danan versus Renan. There is an internal quarrel as well. I mean to bring about a true, lasting coexistence in Menancia. But there are more walls we must topple first.
And you don't think you can pull it off?
Well, you seem to think you can, at least.
Does that make us enemies?
Insofar as an exchange of swordplay, no, it doesn't.
Not good enough for you?
Are you really... Forgive me. I will continue to fight by your side a while longer. That much I have decided.
Do you think Law is okay?
If you're worried, why don't you ask him yourself?
Yeah. I think maybe I should apologize to him too. I should apologize to all of you, really.
Us too?
Well, I was kinda lying to you all this whole time. I was blind to everything except my own revenge. I never even considered the struggles all of you might be facing.
We all have things we'd prefer to keep to ourselves, Rinwell. So what if you had something to hide? It doesn't undo the good that you've done, or the people that you've helped save along the way.
But that's not what I mean.
I know. You're talking about Almadria, right?
Yeah. I hate her, Alphen. I can't stop hating her. Even just thinking about her makes my head feel like it's going to explode. But it's not just her. I think about the way Law looked at me. I hated the Lord who killed my parents. And I hated the Renans I had to travel alongside. And yet, Cislodius Danans backstab each other like it's a normal way of life. And Mahag Sar has people like Deadime. But then there are people like Law and Shion. It's all just too much. I don't know what to think anymore.
Law never said that you had to forgive Almadria. It's only natural you would hate your family's murderer. But
But what?
Law left home because of how much he hated his father. As a result of that, well, I think Law spent a lot of time thinking about how they never got to make things right. And if I had to guess, killing Ganabel didn't make any of those feelings go away. Law let revenge fuel him, and I think now he's afraid you'll do something you'll regret.
Afraid?
Whatever happens to Almadria when this is all over is up to you. I'll respect whatever choice you make. Just think it over carefully for me, okay? You still have time.
Okay. Thanks, Alphen. Say, back then, after the fight, I think I really made Shion mad. I don't know, though. Maybe it just looked that way. But I guess I just can't seem to understand how she feels. Do you know why she gets like that?
Shion's... She can be a tough nut to crack. She doesn't really talk a whole lot about herself.
It's just what she said about hate being a source of strength. Where did that come from? I wonder how it feels, not being able to hold another person's hand.
You don't look so good. You all right?
The floor. It keeps moving. How can you stand it? How can you even stand?
I'm not the best person to ask about discomfort. I can't feel pain, remember?
I still can't believe what happened in Niez. Even now. As a lord, my expectations for Almadria were already pretty low. But the way she treated human lives like they're mere playthings.
Yeah. And it wasn't as if the situation in Niez was improving much to begin with.
You mean Deadime?
The whole reason I started fighting back was because of my anger at the atrocities of Renan rule. Back then, all I had to worry about was fighting the Renans for the sake of the Danans. But then I met Shion and the people of Menancia, and things became a lot more complicated. It's even messier now that we have to worry about Danans like Deadime.
It used to be that the Danans were the ones in the right, and the Renans were the ones in the wrong. Though, maybe that was just a biased perspective from being on the side of the oppressed.
Exactly. I'll never tolerate the Renans ruling over us. But nothing ever ends up being as black and white as you'd expect it to be either. That's clear to me now.
That said, even putting aside bad apples like Deadheim for a moment, you may be able to free the Danan people, but that won't undo 300 years of oppression. It'll be hard for them to not give in to their resentment. I think maybe that's why I clung to our dream so hard back in Menancia.
Even if his motivations weren't pure, Dohalim has a good heart. He didn't sink to the depths Almadria did.
You don't understand. I'm saying that it goes deeper than that. This hierarchy we live in, it's not solely something the Renans invented. I remember a story Rinwell once told me. She said before the Renans invaded, we Danans had our own class system. We are the ones who divided ourselves. I saw it in Deadheim's eyes. He wanted to rule over others.
To hear Bayfon tell it, Deadheim wasn't always that way.
But as time went on, and he and the Darkwings fought the Renans, he eventually changed. I guess what I'm getting at is, if we defeat the Renans but just go back to the way things were before, was there even any point in fighting?
But that world isn't the one you want to create, right?
Maybe not. But to tell you the truth, these days I'm not so sure that dream is even possible.
You have your promise to Miguel, though. Your home and the people of Menancia are depending on you.
I know. My brother. He truly believed in his dream of coexistence. And I suppose, even now, many people still do. And then, there's you.
Who, me?
You and Shion.
I'm not sure I follow.
Okay, then let me spell it out for you. How many other Renans and Danans do you know that get on as spectacularly as the two of you?
I don't know that I'd say spectacularly.
Well, I suppose it's really all a matter of how you look at it, isn't it?
I really don't see what you're getting.
I think I'm getting seasick again. Sorry. Can you just give me a wide berth for a few minutes?
I took a look around inside the ship just in case, but I didn't find anything that looked like it might be suspicious.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
You know, it wasn't until I left Calaglia that I finally realized just how big the world is.
When we tore down the wall in Calaglia, and I could finally see the horizon in the far-off distance, I had the exact same thought.
Yeah, somehow the sea is different though. I'm not sure just how to put it. It's almost as if it just goes on forever. I bet my old man would have been blown away by this view.
Yeah.
Ever since he died, I've been thinking about what it was that he was really trying to say to me at the end. I keep going over his words again and again. And heck, maybe I'm just overthinking it all. But still, sometimes I wonder if it could have turned out differently. If there was something I could have done. But no matter how much I play it back, I'm still no closer to finding any answers. And then there's everything with Rinwell. I stopped her from killing Almadria, but was that really the right thing to do? Or did I just end up making things harder for her? I feel like such a screw-up.
You're not the only one. I keep asking myself what Zephyr would have done had he been here. Like I think, how would Zephyr have handled Rinwell?
Yeah, I think he definitely would have stopped her. No doubt about it.
And that's exactly what you did, Law. I think he'd be really proud of you.
Alphen.
Zephyr's not the worst yardstick to measure ourselves against. Let's both do our best to make him proud.
Sounds like a deal. Thanks, Alvin.
Lean much further, you'll go overboard. Keeping an eye out for Almadria's ship?
I'm looking at the ocean.
The ocean?
Yeah. The waves. They help me think. This world is filled with natural wonders. The icy air and white peaks of Cislodia. The lush green glades of Menancia. The harsh wastes of Calaglia. But Menancia has its Lake of Death, and Nias its ruins. And they wouldn't be there if it weren't for that contest.
Say we actually managed to put a stop to the crown contest for good. What do you think will happen between the Danans and the Renans then?
You first.
Well, I want to believe that the coexistence we saw in Menancia can happen elsewhere, too. It's insane for all of us to keep fighting. If Menancia can do it, so can everyone else.
Yeah, I think that would be good too. A world where everyone can get along. At least, that's what I've come to believe.
You sure have changed.
I can't lie to you. Since I was young, I've looked down on the Danans too. But I've seen a lot. And I see things differently now. I've seen so many ugly and terrible things in this world. And yet, they didn't come from just the Danans. And the good things too. They didn't come from just the Renans. Kindness and cruelty exist on both sides. A person's race doesn't factor into it. So, I guess you're right after all, Alvin. I have changed. You know, I've never actually touched another person like this.
Shion.
Ever since I was on Lenegis, I've always been alone. Even after I came to Dana. Always.
And now?
Do you still not remember your past?
No. Sometimes it feels like I can almost remember. But then this mask stops me.
The mask keeps you from remembering why you have the mask in the first place. It's a little ironic, isn't it?
A little. Well, it won't be long now before you're rid of those thorns, you know? Only 2 lords remain. And once you have their master course, you'll be able to create the Renis Alma, right? Then you can... Shion?
Sorry, it's nothing. Promise. You're right, though. It'll all be over soon. I never could have made it this far on my own. I have everyone to thank for that. Including... especially you, Alvin.
Don't worry about it. We're friends, after all.
Yeah, we are.
Wonder how much longer it's going to be before we catch up to Almadria. I'll ask Mahavar.
Look who's up! Good timing. We're closing in on her stern as we speak.
That's the ship? She's huge. Law, go gather the others, will you? Think you'll be able to flank them without getting spotted?
Yeah, with the fog as our ally, I think I might just pull it off. Long as we ain't too noisy, we should be okay.
What'll you do if they catch on to us?
Not much I can do. A ship that size, they'll probably blow us to bits before we ready cannons.
Persistent little things. Evidently, I shouldn't have spared the wretched vermin. Hungry already, my dear? Worry not, for you shall have plenty to feast upon shortly.
Perfect. You managed to get us right up beside them.
I'll stay with the ship so we can leave as soon as you're done.
Good. Then let's find Almadria.
Dion, I want to thank you.
What brought this on?
What you said helped to calm me.
Don't mention it.
We seem to have come across something a little unusual.
Oh man, I hope I live long enough to regret this.
I can carve through there! I'll punch that gun out of your hand! Fire support! Jolene! This one's got your name on it!
Action to action! My turn! Burn in hell! It's time! There you are!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah, and the pummeling to me.
Can't
get out of this!
Arch field!
there!
Now!
I'm not
just
done!
getting
Start!
Take this!
Talon
It's over!
Photon slash!
Slash!
Freeze lens! Hey! Poodle's quivering! I think we're about to be real lucky!
It'll be a breeze. Get in, get out.
Engaging! Lunar corruption!
Swallow blade!
Radiant sky and fire to it! You'll have no mercy!
For my lord!
Where are you going? Swallow blade!
Ignore it!
Thunder field!
Carve through armor.
My shield!
Here's a healing arc! Light out! Now!
Fire you up!
Kizara! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble.
With this, I can become even stronger! Got it! That went well.
Are you okay? You're not too tired, are you?
Nope, I'm fine. Let's keep moving. I won't forgive you!
Inferno turret! Here I come!
Downfall!
Here I
Lightning
come!
orb!
It's over!
Dance in the
It's
wind!
time!
Sleep. These ones can run rings around us! Hear my call! Now! Ridwell! Astral energy! Full throttle!
Not a chance!
Target taken!
Damn it! It's too fast!
Stand back. I'll trip it up.
Ready and fury!
Armor won't save you.
Now! Ridwell! Astral energy! Full throttle!
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Shion.
Now that's what I call a ship.
Yeah. The biggest one in all of Mahagsar. So big that it took years to construct.
For all we know, Kelselik may well have been smuggling materials to help build it. In which case it would be yet another mistake on my part.
We don't know that she was only getting materials from Menancia.
You think it's possible that they might have come from elsewhere too? Yeah, I guess I could see it.
But what do you think Almadria plans to do from here on out, now that she's abandoned her realm and sailed out to sea?
She'll be filling her coffers with gold, most likely. Then she'll sit back and enjoy the show as the other lords duke it out. Or something to that effect, at least.
I wouldn't put it past her.
She's strong, yet shrewd, and will stoop to any low. A dangerous one indeed.
She's not the first, and she won't be the last. This is a lord we're talking about, remember?
Sounds like you've made up your mind already.
There was never anything to decide. No one who can smile like that while doing what she did deserves to roam free.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
This might not be the best time, but if you have a minute... That mask of yours, it was shattered by a blow from Balsef when you fought back in Calaglia, correct?
Yeah, thanks for the reminder. I thought it was a goner.
Balsef's brute strength was in a league all its own, yet half the mask remains. It's remarkably durable. Too durable to be Danon in origin.
Shion said the same thing. As if the fact I was wearing it meant there had to be more to me than met the eye.
You recalled your name when the mask broke, I hear.
Yeah, that's right. Although to tell you the truth, I'm a little scared what might happen when I lose the remaining half. Then again, the idea of not doing something because I'm afraid scares me even more. That's why I go on fighting.
Only he who first faces the night catches a glimpse of the dawn.
Come again?
It's nothing. Forget I said anything.
It'll be a breeze. Get in, get out.
You figure
This one's mine!
No shield can stand up to these fists.
Lightning!
We're not finished!
Here's a healing ray! Do it! Dopamine!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Denizen!
Not a chance!
Astral Energy!
Say no more!
I'm ready for the next battle!
No backing down. Bring him down.
Here goes!
It's over! Take down their defenses! Ignite!
I'll smash you.
Like shield! We're not finished!
I'm on.
Now! Get toasty!
Burn strike.
Radiant Light!
My turn!
Radiant Storm!
We're in! Swallow blade!
Come on, a roar.
You're mine!
Annihilation! I'll heal primed and ready!
My turn!
Here's the board! Healing Circle!
Don't get careless.
Gotta break through! You got spirit!
I never miss! Shining Supernova!
Smash you.
It's weakened!
This ends now!
Mega Ray! Now! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! Not
Now!
solely in an instant! Impact block!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
It's on.
Now you'll learn!
Fear!
Not today!
Swallow dance.
You're mine! Orochi Fury!
Eagle assault. I'll finish you here and now.
Don't give up today! Astral Energy!
Say no more!
Not a chance!
Lightning Storm!
Orochi Fury!
Do it! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble.
Nicely done. Get lost!
The rebels!
Here comes!
You're
Aim by the power of water!
I'm going in! Got you now!
Primed and ready! Not on my watch!
I can carve through.
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Glacial
My
Spear!
turn!
Here's the Evo!
Easter! You will make a fool of me!
This one's mine! Tempest! Here's a healing art! First aid!
I owe you one.
Water! Here's a call! Arrow squall! Dragon! I'll finish you here and now! Water! Here's my call! Red! Thunder Steel!
You're mine!
In a bind?
I'm not done!
Raging
Water
Cascade!
Blade!
Lunar Blast! In here!
Hurricane!
Annihilation!
Thunder Blade!
Flame! Hurricane!
Fury!
Freeze Lancer! I'm all set up!
Ferocious Fury! Not today!
By the power of water! Raging Cascade!
Armor won't save you!
Far enough! Dance in the wind!
Now I'm real mad!
Air Hurricane! Light Astral Energy! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
Looks like we won. Never seen anything like it.
It's an authentication key. They're quite common.
Maybe where you're from, but this is new to me.
It might go in an elevator somewhere. We should test it out.
Let's dispose of the trash. Where are you going?
Here I come! Swallow Blade! I'm not
Into the shadow wall! Mega Ray!
It's over!
It's a tool of the arts! Here goes! Annihilate!
Here I come!
Lava!
Demons descend! Flashing fang!
My turn!
Light and confiscate!
The enemy wields arts too.
You'll soon
Not
see
today!
that now! Healing art!
You're mine!
First aid!
It's over!
Seal!
Big Flash!
Do it! More for the stuff! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
Here!
My turn! Stardust!
First aid!
Swallow it!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Is there anything more magnificent than the musculature of a warrior? Perhaps it is in search of this perfect beauty that I myself am drawn into battle.
Anything dispose of the trash!
You've got spirit!
I can carve through all!
No further! Strike!
Here's a healing art!
Between blade and fist!
Now you're damaged! You're mine!
This one's mine!
I'm not done! Not today!
I'm ready! Dance in the wind! We confiscated!
Far enough! Try hard! Not here!
Light healing
No
art!
escape!
Thunder
Swallow
Blade!
Blade! Strike! I really...
You alright?
Yeah, I'll be okay.
I'll heal you later!
Here I come!
Healing circle!
I really
I'll
owe
cover
you
you.
one.
Raging cascade!
I owe you. My turn!
Radiant blood! Here! Tempest water ammo!
Swallow Blade!
First aid!
You require a hand.
Burn in hell!
Anything in armor is all mine.
Here goes!
Now I'm in a bind.
Razor cyclone! Flame of power! Burning!
Talon Hurricane! Try this!
Dragon.
Infernal Torrent!
Raging cascade!
I'm on a roll now.
Seal! I'll be saving this one!
Here I come!
You can say an instant!
Strike!
Talon Storm! Thunder Artillery eruption! Where are you going?
This one's all mine! Here I come!
Dance in the wind!
You see what happened there as you crossed. Shouldn't have done that.
Here I go!
Charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop you.
Let me help you!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Dragon!
I'm just getting
Here's a
started.
healing art!
I'm not done!
Dance in the wind!
Take this!
I'll smash you! Try harder! Oh, you are gonna pay for that!
The earth throbs in pain.
Eagle assault!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
No further! I'll tear you apart! Now I'm in trouble! You're mine!
I still have to find out.
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
You're mine! Slash!
Tempest Wall! Where that came from? Ready to go!
My turn!
Far enough! Where are you going?
No escape! But third!
Now!
Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! We won.
That equipment should come in handy.
No
Here's
choice!
the healing art! Wolverine Dagger!
Here I come!
Swallow
Blade! Any more of this and I'll burn out!
I'll be
Here
saving
I
you!
come! I'll finish you here! Ready and here I come! Armor won't save you!
Stand back. I'll trip it up. The earth throbs in pain.
Take this! My turn!
May 1,000 gales tear you to shreds! Gusty now! Here
You're
goes!
finished!
Not in your dreams!
No escape!
Steel! Area corruption! This one's mine!
Try harder! Not a chance!
Ready to go!
Swallow blade!
I'm on a roll now!
Try this! And fire blade!
I'm only getting
Slash!
here!
We did it!
Raging
You're mine!
this one's mine!
Strike! You picked the wrong fight!
Sleep now!
Here you
Now!
are!
I'm on a roll!
Well then, let's keep moving.
These don't seem like your run-of-the-mill Zoogles the Renans usually keep around.
Indeed. I believe it's safe to assume these were used in her experiments.
They certainly look as...
Let's dispose of the trash.
I see one, eh? Any more of this and I'll burn out!
won't save you!
My field
Denied! Hey, I'll take my revenge on you!
got you now!
No further!
I'm free!
They just sit still!
Sion, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done.
Now I'm real mad!
An astral box?
That's my cue!
Shut him down! Strike!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Not in your dreams! I'm on a roll, man! Now you see what I can do!
Here I come! Strike!
Eagle drive! Dust to dust! I never miss!
You're on your
Ready to go! Far enough!
Here I come!
Freeze Lancer!
You're
Now! Listen! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! My turn!
This is...
I remember seeing instruments just like this back in Estaluva Forest.
It looks and smells like some kind of medicine.
Whatever this place was used for, I doubt it was anything of repute.
Hey, I'm pretty lucky.
Dispose of the trash. I can't hear you forever!
I can carve through armor! My shield's right!
Not my fight. You think that shield will save you?
For my lord! It's no further! Orochi's fury! We're not finished!
Sleep now. More for the stockpile.
It pulled nothing back! Fall back! Eat this! Orochi's fury! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet and...
Knowing when we're in too deep is necessary to survive.
We may tend to push ourselves a little too hard.
Finally, some open space again.
This flavor, why, it rivals the cooking of my own chefs in the... Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
It'll be a breeze.
Here goes!
Get in, get out. Bring him down.
Where are you going?
Rosie Fury!
I'm the true gunslinger around here.
Engaging!
Radiant here!
Fire support! Yeah! You hear it?
Demons descend!
Flashing fang! Not a chance!
Radiant
Here I
storm!
come! Rosie Fury! You're finished! Now you see what I can do! Slash!
Radiant storm!
Burn in hell!
Violent flight!
You're mine! It's over! It's time! You're mine! Dust to dust!
I need to be stronger.
An opponent like this should be easy.
On my lord! Dance! Here I come! No further! Eagle assault! I'll finish you here and now!
Radiant
Fire support!
In here! I'll be very close! I never did it!
No escape!
Now
Mission!
I'm out of ammo! Back into
It's
the
almost too strong.
Be my guest! Eagle assault! Talon storm!
In here!
Now I'm real mad! Smash you! Like steel? Do it!
Frozen!
Hammer!
A comfortable win.
What is that huge flower-looking thing up there? Is that the ship's engine?
Indubitably. As one might expect, large ships require large engines in order to sail.
And if we destroyed it?
We might well sink the ship. Who knows if we would be able to escape before that happens.
Almadria sure has been busy since the contest began.
This isn't Almadria's doing.
You mean she didn't build this?
The body, yes. However, my guess is that the engine comes from a starship.
A starship? As in one of those vessels used to go to and from Lenegis?
Correct. The technology employed on Lenegis and in starships is more advanced than anything in our daily lives. Almadria may be resourceful, but she could never produce an engine like this on her own.
You mean to tell me we've got even bigger enemies waiting for us up in the sky? Ugh, my head hurts just thinking about it.
Don't worry about that for now. Just focus on taking care of Almadria.
What could this be?
Right, here goes! I see one, eh? Eat this! Here I come! Rosie Fury! Rosie Fury! Hurricane!
Here's a healing armor! First aid!
Prepare to be sealed!
It's almost too
Strong! Then I'll split it open! Be my guest! Fire support! Rosie Fury! Swallow blade! Try this! I'll smash you! You're finished! Rosie Fury! Do it!
Get toasty!
Burn strike!
Seems about right to me.
Denied!
I won't show you any mercy! Now you'll learn!
Armor won't save you!
Take this!
Leave the impaling to me.
Explosive ring!
Take this!
Lightning raging cascade! Seal! I'm all
Not
set
chance.
up! I'll be
I'm on
saving
no
that
escape!
I'll tear you apart! Do it! Raging astral energy! Full throttle!
I wonder if I'm as strong as my dad was.
One day I think you'll surpass him.
I wonder when.
Out of our way! Leave the chargers to me!
For my lord! You're mine! Okay, not today! Watch it! Swallow blade! We're not finished!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Not a chance!
Shattering the
I'm not done!
pieces! Attack time! Far enough!
I'm on it!
Freezing
I'm not
storm!
done!
Gale force!
Talon hurricane!
Tornado! Vanquish darkness!
Can't get out of this!
Fury! Astral energy! Full throttle!
Onward and upward.
You're saying we should check the owl forest?
That equipment should come in handy.
Way. Ready!
Stop them! You're mine! Orochi's fury! Burn! Here I come! We're not finished!
Sleep now. More for the stockpile. Do it! Go ahead!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis! I'm here
No!
and ready!
Not a chance! You're mine! It's over! Rising Rocket back! Orochi's fury! Swallow dance! Ready and real!
Eagle assault! I can carve through armor!
On your knees!
Raging
You're
Cascade!
finished!
In here! Ray!
Take
Magic is there!
Nothing can fight me!
Freeze!
Denied!
Take this!
No further!
Try this! Explosive ring! Keep you respect!
Vanquish darkness!
Orochi's fury!
Eagle fly!
It's over!
Divine
You're
strength!
mine!
Listen! Not on my watch!
It's time! Not today!
Burning treasure!
Swallow dance!
Here's the evil! If it's in the sky, it's
You're
mine!
finished!
Astral energy! Full throttle!
I can feel my power growing!
No backing down!
This one's mine!
I'll smash you!
Finish like real fury!
More for the stockpile! You'll pay for what you did!
Empty air.
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! Not a chance! Astral Arts?
That's my cue.
Shut him down. In an instant. Impact Clock. My turn.
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Now we're not playing games.
Take this!
You're finished. Orochi's Fury! Storm! Orochi's Fury! Epic Knuckle!
Tear you to shreds!
This one's mine!
Orochi's Fury!
A comfortable win.
This looks nice and tough.
Hi, Hoodle!
Swallow Blade! You picked the wrong fight!
Ready and ready! Do it! Get toasty!
Burn Strike! Not a chance!
Cyan Instant!
I'll smash you!
Lunar Blast! Gale Force!
Take this! Rising
Dance
Sun!
in the wind!
Swallow
here.
Blade!
Cyan Instant!
Azure Storm! Azure Storm! Take this!
The earth throbs in pain.
Cyan Instant!
In a bind?
Back into the fray!
Eagle!
I'm
Here
struck
I
now!
come! Piss on!
Dohalim!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Citizen!
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Shion.
You picked the wrong fight!
Where are you going?
Do as I
Far
say!
enough! Eagle Assault!
Careful! Have some kind of camouflage!
Now, Dohalim! This one's got your name on it!
Acid to acid! Swallow Blade! First strike! I'm not done!
These fists have got your name on them!
We did it!
see what I can do.
Crush! Burn in hell! I owe you a sword!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Confiscated!
Prepare to be seen! That spot!
Dragon show!
Take this!
I'll keep you coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Will this help? Thunder
Orochi's
field!
Fury!
Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Will this help? Thousand gales, tear you to shreds!
Try harder! Ha! You picked the wrong fight!
I'm ready!
Here I come!
Florida!
You're finished!
I really owe you one. Eagle
Take this! Try harder! Now! Take this!
Crush you!
Here's a healing art! Thunderblade! First aid!
Dragon show!
Annihilation!
Shouldn't have messed with me!
Crush!
I'll heal you all!
Talent
Orochi's Fury!
Star! Here, let me help!
Orochi's Fury!
Roll now!
This one's all mine! Ha! Burn!
Red! Water!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! I'm on a roll now!
Here, let me help!
Try this!
May a thousand gales tear you to shreds! Cyan instant!
You require a hand.
Try harder!
Eat this!
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Got it!
No more
I'll leave it to
playing
you!
nice! Searing tempest! And this time will! Take that! Flare
Orochi's
tornado!
Fury!
Air! Here's a healing art!
I'll smash you!
In here! Where are you going?
Denied!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss! I'll bring you back from death's abyss! More for the stockpile! Resuscitation! Here, let me help!
Not done yet!
Now
Take this!
there! Help this!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
I'll heal you all!
Swallow Blade!
May a thousand gales tear you to
It's over!
shreds!
Orochi's Fury!
I really owe you one.
Glacial spear! Pierce evil!
That's what I get for shooting too high.
Lightning orb!
Orochi's
Gales
Fury!
in the wind! I'll heal you all!
Try this!
I'll be saving this
Explosive
way!
rings!
Healing circle!
Now I'm real mad! Can't get out of this!
Thank you!
Take
Thunder
this! Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
I'm pretty worn out.
Want to rest up for a bit?
She sure spared no expense on her castle.
This must be...
The captain's quarters. The presence of the spirit vessel and the sheer extravagance on display can leave no doubt.
There's no one here.
Yeah, but I doubt she's out for a moonlight stroll. You think she jumped ship and ran away again?
I doubt it. The conniving witch is probably up to something.
Agreed. In any case, as long as she hasn't suddenly sprouted wings, she has to be somewhere on the ship. Let's keep looking.